A few weeks ago on an Instagram story, I asked what was the biggest waste of money that you have had when it comes to backpacking gear. And I got a ton of responses, and a lot of them were actually very similar pieces of gear. And I thought it would make a really kind of an interesting video. You know, we could talk about backpacking gear that people have wasted money on. And if you guys are not subscribed on the YouTube channel already, definitely consider clicking the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you guys get notified every single time we drop a video. Let's jump into today's video, and we are talking 5 pieces of backpacking gear that people waste their money on. And first up on the list is a plastic trowel. Now, as I'm holding this, no, I did not waste money on this. Someone wasted their money on it. And I'm kind of assuming that they realized it was such a waste of money, they decided to just drop it in the middle of the trail. That's where I found it a couple years ago, just hiking along. It was literally just laying in the middle of the trail, and figured, hey, cool, I've got a poop shovel now, so let's try using it. And I can tell you, I tried twice to dig holes using this thing, and it was just an epic failure. This is the Coghlan's brand. You probably see it every outdoor store, but just really cheaply made. I felt like I was gonna break it. We get a lot of rocky, rooty soil up here in the Rockies, and this thing was just a piece of junk. I get they're cheaper than the aluminum or titanium options out there. Like the Coghlan shovel. These things are like $2 or $3 compared to the Deuce of Spades trowel, which is be $20-25. 52 grams, 1.75 ounces for the plastic Coghlan's brand poop trowel, compared to 17 grams or 0.6 ounces for the Deuce of Spades trowel. For size, compactability, weight, you really can't beat a smaller, more lightweight, either aluminum or titanium trowel. Just don't buy these. They really do suck. Common term that people were using for this one, which is obviously it's going to be a knife. People were referring to it as a big dumb Crocodile Dundee knife. Okay, I might have added in the big dumb part, but people were referring to it as the Crocodile Dundee knife. Really don't need a big bulky knife for a backpacking trip. Even something like this, this is a SOG Seal Pup. It's like a tactical survival type knife, if you want to call it that. Obviously, I own this. Obviously, at one point in time, I was that guy who was, carrying the big, dumb Crocodile Dundee knife. Something as simple as a little folding knife, even this Gerber folding knife here is probably bigger than pretty much anything that you're going to need out on a backpacking trip. For as cool as they look, a tactical knife, or a bushcraft knife, or a machete, or a Crocodile Dundee knife, any kind of big bulky knife, in terms of backpacking, totally a waste of money. I was really surprised to get this kind of response, but a large number of people said that one of the biggest wastes of money they had on backpacking gear was buying the Katadyn Be Free. This one shocked me. I have been a big believer in the Katadyn Be Free. It's been the water filter that I have used for the last, I think, 4 years now. I've had absolutely no issues with it. I've had no slow ups with it. It's performed flawlessly, but apparently my results are not what a fairly good portion of the rest of the population is experiencing. A lot of people saying they're having issues with the bag itself popping or leaking, or the seam splitting and the bag just being garbage. A lot of people saying that the filter clogs up really easy, and it tends to clog up very shortly after picking it up. And for that reason, for so many people being against the Katadyn Be Free, and a bunch of people actually giving me suggestions on a new water filter to pick up and check out, we're actually going to toss the Katadyn Be Free. I've already made the decision on the next filter I'm going to go with. So when that gets here, keep your eyes peeled. That will probably be popping up in some video content, and maybe we're going to do, some comparisons on this new filter to the Katadyn Be Free. I do have a pretty much brand new Katadyn Be Free, so I thought that'd be kind of cool. Do some little head-to-head testing, and maybe we'll geek out a little bit and do some timed runs on filtering a liter of water, because that's the thrilling stuff that I know you guys want to see. Now, this next one is not one specific brand. It kind of encompasses all brands when it comes to sleeping pads. And the big gripe that people have with sleeping pads, like I said, it's not so much to do with brands. It kind of covers all of them. But it's just picking up a sleeping pad that's not sufficiently rated for the overnight temperatures that you're going to be dealing with. Sleeping pads are rated based on an R value scale. It just, you know, the higher the R value number, the more insulated properties that sleeping pad's going to have. Why this is important is when you're sleeping on the ground, your body is going to lose heat to the ground. You want to try and minimize that. You know, you want to keep yourself warm. There's nothing worse than waking up in the middle of the night with an insufficiently rated sleeping pad or ground pad or whatever you're using underneath you and just getting cold from the ground below. It's really uncomfortable. It really sucks. So just making sure when you're picking up a sleeping pad, you know, you're picking up a pad with the sufficient R value rating, and stay away from these really stupid gimmicky pads you see get posted all the time to, you know, any kind of Facebook groups or any kind of different social media platforms that have groups and stuff. You see these mattresses get shared. You know, it's like a really cheap looking mattress that's got like a pillow built into the end of it. To just stay away from gimmicky crap like that. It really never seems to work out. And as we talk about staying away from gimmicky crap, that rolls perfectly into number 5, and that is a gimmicky multi-tool. Now, we're not talking, you know, Leathermans or Swiss Army knives. Those are very practical and in a lot of ways very useful pieces of gear if you do choose to take those with you. But when it comes to gimmicky multi-tools, what we're talking about, and it's got like a hammer built into it, and, you know, a knife comes out of the end, and it's got pliers and little screwdrivers and all that stuff. And every person who said that they had purchased one of these and it was just a huge waste of money, they all said the reason that they picked it up was for pounding in tent stakes. They thought it would be super handy having that little hammer for pounding in tent stakes, and they quickly realized that just using a rock was a significantly better option. As we roll through backpacking gear that's a waste of money, if you're interested in backpacking gear that is worth spending your money on and just, you know, good quality backpacking gear, I will fire a couple videos here that I have previously shot. I'm sure you guys will enjoy either one of those. And as always, I am Matty. Thank you so very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.